Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. Today we're spotlighting a program that can help you learn about Lake Champlain. It's a program for everyone in our region, from school kids and teachers to community members who are interested in the lake's ecology and history. The program is called Zoom a Scientist. It's a series of interactive webinars featuring experts from UVM, SUNY Plattsburgh, and other partners of Lake Champlain Sea Grant. Marco Ayala tells us more in this discussion with the program coordinator.
The Zoom a Scientist series that Lake Champlain Sea Grant and the University of Vermont Extension is hosting is a virtual program for students and folks from the community to learn about local water quality challenges from researchers that are engaged in solving these problems here at the Rubenstein Ecosystem Sciences Laboratory and at our partner organizations.
Welcome to Zoom a Scientist. This is a series sponsored by Lake Champlain Sea Grant and UVM Extension and SUNY Plattsburgh's education program known as Watershed Alliance. Lake Champlain Sea Grant develops and shares these science-based knowledge to benefit the environment and economies of the Lake Champlain Basin.
So Zoom a Scientist was an idea that we had before COVID, and one of the reasons behind that is we wanted to reach students throughout the Lake Champlain Basin. And when COVID happened and students started engaging and learning online, we thought this was the perfect time to implement this program, to show people what's happening here at the University of Vermont, the type of research, and to connect with folks across the watershed.
Which institutions are involved in this project, and how did the collaboration get started?
Zoom a Scientist is a cooperative program between SUNY Plattsburgh and the University of Vermont. Here at the University of Vermont, we partner with the University of Vermont Extension and the Rubenstein Ecosystem Sciences Laboratory, and at SUNY Plattsburgh, we partner with the Lake Champlain Research Institute. We had a PAC meeting, so a group with a bunch of our stakeholders, and we were chatting about ideas and ways that we could reach students across the region, both in Vermont and in New York. And so we had this idea for a long time, but didn't have the opportunity to implement it because we were super busy out in the field. And so when COVID came, we kind of thought, oh, this is a perfect opportunity to launch this program that we've really been wanting to engage folks in for the last year.
Perfect. Well, thanks everyone for coming out and listening to me talk about Deep Trekker. I think it's a great opportunity to see how we're using our robotics, but then also hear a little bit about from you guys about how you could potentially use it in your research.
What are the topics approached in these sessions?
The topics of this session range from talking about lamprey management here in the Lake Champlain Basin to climate change. We've really honed this series into just diving into kind of the key issues that our watershed is facing.
What has been the response to Zoom a Scientist so far?
It's really interesting. We had initially designed this program for K-12 students thinking that they were at home learning and in need of opportunities. We've actually received so much great feedback from just community partners, actually some of our partner organizations that wanted to dive into some of these topics and learn a little bit more, but hadn't had an opportunity in kind of the pre-COVID world.
There's also a question coming in from Cami who's asking about the net patching tool. So how would the net patching tool with the ROV work for fixing the nets?
Rather than me talking about it, because it's a little easier to show it. So I've got a little video here. Okay, so we can see this?
Looks good, yeah.
So our sessions in this series are featuring speakers from Paul Smith's College, the University of Vermont, U.S. Fish and Wildlife, really kind of the key players here in the Lake Champlain Basin that are focused on management and research right now in regards to water quality and fisheries.
And many of you students have been working on rain gardens in your respective schools. So thank you for that. And again, the goal of this procedure on your home and your yard is really to reduce the amount of water that's heading downstream quickly so the pollution can settle out before it finds a nearby river.
I think programs like this are really important because despite what you might do for your day job, it's important that all citizens are keenly connected to the place they live and that they're aware of the challenges that their environment is facing, especially when it comes to impacting human health. And water quality is really essential for life on our planet. It's essential for also tourism and recreation here in the Lake Champlain Basin. And so kind of learning a little bit more about it enables you to make better choices daily that maybe are a little bit easier than you'd think, but improve water quality in the long haul.
Who is invited to participate in Zuma Scientist?
Everyone is invited to Zuma Scientist. So if you're a K-12 student, we'd love to have you join us. If you're a K-12 teacher that wants to check out one of our sessions to see if it'd be appropriate for your students, if you're a community member that just wants to learn more, you can go online and register for the session and we'll send you a link, and everyone is welcome.
Here's the registration information which Ashley just mentioned. Go to the web address on your screen. Upcoming Zuma Scientist program dates include tomorrow, November 10th, and December 4th. Again, all the information you need is on the UVM Sea Grant website. All the Zuma Scientist sessions are free and open to anyone. And now from lake to land. Our next segment focuses on the emerald ash borer and how you can help identify this destructive insect and report it.
We have 3 species of ash in Vermont. We have green ash, white ash, and black ash. And what these insects do is they capitalize on the presence of ash. They prefer stressed trees, but they can attack any kind of ash trees that are around. And basically what they do is they lay eggs on the bark. Those eggs hatch and the larvae burrow into the tree. As they're doing this, they're eating much of the material in the tree and effectively girdling the tree by traveling throughout and finding food. And so when you peel the bark in these trees where those insects have been, you'll see these S-shaped galleries where they've traveled. And that activity, when you have high levels of the larvae in the tree, can actually kill trees.
What's the current status of EAB in Vermont?
We have a number of detections in the state right now. It was first detected 2 years ago, and it's kind of widespread throughout the state. It's not like every ash tree is in danger right now, but what we do have set up are what we call our infested area map. And that is a map of the whole state showing where we have confirmed detections. And from those confirmed detections, we have areas that are either a high-risk area of having the insect present or a confirmed infested area, which is closer to that particular point. This isn't to say that there's any particular area in Vermont that's safe from this pest. This pest, is distributed largely from the transport of firewood and wood products. It can fly about 1 mile to 2 miles per season, and that would be the natural spread. But as has been seen nationwide, this does spread far more rapidly than that and more widespread than that. So we have volunteers working throughout the state monitoring purple traps that you see up in the trees, looking for emerald ash borer in those traps. We have state staff that are all looking for signs and symptoms, responding to requests for inspections. So we have a lot of eyes looking for this insect throughout the state. The best indicators for the presence of emerald ash borer is also the presence of woodpeckers. They actually can detect these larvae and they peck away at the top there. And you'll see the color of the bark. It's actually kind of like this here, if you can pick that up. This is not emerald ash borer or woodpecker damage, but it's taken away the rough stuff and leaves this kind of smooth patch. At the tops of the trees, where the woodpeckers may be pecking and causing some what looks like damage, they're actually eating the EAB larvae, and that leaves behind kind of a smooth, almost blonde patch in the crown. And so that's one of our great indicator tools in the leafless season, is looking for those blonding patches in trees. In addition to looking for that woodpecker blonding, you can also look for dieback in the trees if the crowns look really bad, especially if they have woodpecker flecking as well. That's another symptom. In addition to that, they're harder to see, but these insects, as they emerge from the tree, they leave a D-shaped exit hole. Looking for dieback in crowns, looking for woodpecker flecking, that kind of thing is really helpful for us in detecting where new infestations are popping up.
To help stop the spread of the emerald ash borer, go to the website on your screen. It's vtinvasives.org. As we come to the end of October, we're saying goodbye to the gorgeous colors of autumn. And we say goodbye to you today with a look back at the sights and sounds of fall foliage as captured by Across the Fence. Enjoy and stay well.